Alisha here at Terradrift, and surprise, we're gonna talk about coffee again. Cause listen, you know us. We love coffee in the outdoors, backpacking, camping, hiking. It doesn't matter. If I'm spending the night outdoors, I want good coffee when I wake up in the morning. But listen, we know camp coffee sometimes isn't phenomenal. But it can be. In fact, we think coffee shouldn't just be good outdoors, we think it should be phenomenal. And one of my favorite types of coffee to drink when I'm not in the outdoors, cappuccino. So we decided to show you how to make a cappuccino at the campground. Yeah, cappuccino at the campground. You heard me. So we picked up a few tools that are absolutely necessary when trying to make quality coffee in the outdoors, and we're gonna show you how to do it. Because who doesn't want ultimate frothy goodness when they're sitting around the campfire in the morning? Everybody, am I right? So let's get started. We're gonna begin with freshly ground beans, which we're gonna weigh out using our Wakako Exagram. It's a tiny portable digital scale, perfect for use in the outdoors. I mean, there's no reason not to take this tiny guy on a road trip, am I right? And good thing we brought some whole bean coffee in our handy little packed coffee canister, which we're gonna put in our Wakako manual coffee grinder. So we're just gonna hit tare now that we put the grinder on there, and add 18 grams of whole coffee beans. All done with the coffee beans, stick the lid right on top, set our scale aside, and get grinding. Arms getting tired. Aha, there we are, all finished. Okay. Next, we're gonna put our coffee grounds into our Wakako PicoPresso. This is obviously a tiny, super portable espresso maker. We have tested the Wakako NanoPresso before and loved it, so pretty excited about this one, which does require that you have your coffee game kind of on point, which, let's be honest, if you're making cappuccino in the outdoors, your coffee game is probably pretty on point. While we do this, we're gonna boil some water in our packed portable kettle. Now, this is super cool. Obviously, everything nestles into this device for super duper portability. But instead of using the pour over, we're just gonna use the kettle today. We're obviously pouring filtered and purified water from our Lark home pitcher because why would you not use filtered and purified water to make coffee? I mean, come on. Are you even a coffee connoisseur if you don't? Just gonna turn that on to get it boiling. You can plug this guy into a power outlet at the campground or into a backup battery that can handle at least 600 watts. It is an electric kettle, after all. Now, we're gonna take our freshly ground coffee and sort of take apart our PicoPresso here because there are a lot of cool tools in it. We're gonna start by putting our little funnel over our portafilter to kind of keep things clean. Dump in our 18 grams of coffee. Make sure that's all in there. Lovely, look at that. And take our handy dandy little tamp and tamp that down. There we go. There we are. And put that onto the bottom of the PicoPresso. There we go. Then we fill up the top with freshly boiled water from our packed up to the fill line. Gonna put the lid on nice and snug. Make sure everything's on tight. Pop out the pressure pump. Grab our handy dandy travel mug. Take off the lid. Make sure that's clean. And get pumping. So you'll pump it about 10 times and then let the coffee bloom for about 10 seconds. And then keep going. There she is. And we keep pumping until there's not any pressure left and coffee's no longer coming out. So about now. I like to shake out the little last bits in the bottom there. Make sure I get every last drop. And check it. Look at that crema. Last but not least, you obviously can't have a cappuccino without a ton of foam. So we gon' froth some milk. That's right, this is an electric milk frother from Maestri House, and it does indeed froth milk. We're gonna take off the lid. We have our little frothing mechanism in there. Today we're using silk almond milk, which froths up beautifully, by the way, if you are using non-dairy milk. I will say that oat milk froths the least of all of them. So if you want some extra froth, almond milk's the way to go, or soy. We're gonna fill this to the minimum line because I found that's the perfect amount of milk for me. I'm gonna select 120 degrees and I want it super duper frothy. Hit the power button again. When that is finished, check it out, so foamy! We're gonna give it a few solid taps to get out the big bubbles and pour away. Some nice milk in there, lovely. And then I'm gonna use a spoon to scoop out some of this foam. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. And that, friends, is a cappuccino. Do I have anything on my face? And that is how you make cappuccinos at the campground. I think the appropriate thing to do here is to leave this mess for Josh to clean up, and I'm gonna go find a viewpoint at which to drink this? Yeah, that seems right. I'm gonna do that. Okay, let's do it.